Hey, what's up there, YouTube gangsters? Today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to add text to your project in Adobe Premiere. Um, okay, as you've probably already noticed in Adobe Premiere, there's always multiple ways to do anything in this application. So what I'll show you to add text is I'm not sure if your workstation is going to be set up like mine, but I've got my project box right here where all my videos, normally your video, audio clips and everything are in this box that you would drag over here to your timeline. Well, at the bottom of this box, there's a little icon, looks like a piece of paper with the corner pulled up. You can click that and then go to title, and that's one way you can add it. If you don't have this box for some reason, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but maybe you don't have it, you're not looking at it. This is the other way to add text is you go up here to your menu bar, hit title, go to new title, and go to default still. And that's going to pull up this new title box. It's going to pull up the same specs as your project that you're working on, 1920 by 1080. If you need to adjust that, go ahead and adjust it to whatever you need it to be. I usually leave it at the default settings, 30 frames per second. And then you can name it to whatever your text is going to be that you're adding, so it's easy for you to identify later on. So I'll just name this add text, and then you hit OK. And then you'll notice what it does is it pulls up your text editor here in the middle, and it also adds your text over here in your project box, so that later, once you add the text in there, you can take this box and drag it over onto your timeline, which I'll show you once I add the text. So when you have your text editor pulled up, you basically just double click in the middle and type whatever text it is you want to add to your project. And after you add your text, in this editor, there's multiple ways to do this exact same thing. It's kind of redundant. I don't know why. I guess people like to do things a different way. But I'm not going to go over I'll just show you a couple of the things in here. Just by going through here and looking. This right side, you can pretty much do anything you want to do to this text in just this window here. Some of the stuff, there's some redundant stuff up here too, like the font, the size, italicize, underline. I think all that stuff can be done over here too. So it's just, whatever floats your boat. One thing over here I will show you is that you can add it's got like a shape tool over here where you can add shapes. So if you wanted to add like say a circle background, you just click that, or a round background. You could click the elliptical, whatever that's called, rounded rectangle tool. Okay, you just click that, come down here, and you can drag that out like that, right? So say you wanted to add that behind your text. Well, you'd want to change the color of this first, probably to a dark color if your text is white. So over here where it says fill, you just come over here, click that color box where it's white, change the color to whatever you want, click OK, and it changed the color. And if you want to put that behind, you just move that over your text, right click on the shape, go to arrange, and then go send to back. And now you've got a background for your text right there. So that's how to do that. You want to change your font, go up to this selection tool, hit it, click your text, and now when your text is selected like that, you can go ahead and manipulate it. You're not going to be able to manipulate it unless it is selected. So the first thing I'll show you how to do is how to change the size just by dragging these boxes here. You can drag the height by going up. You can drag the width by going like that, or you can drag them both at the same time by dragging the corner down. That's one way to change the size. You want to move the text to anywhere on the screen, you just click it and drag it to wherever you want it to go. If you need it perfectly centered and you don't think your eye is good enough, it kind of snaps a little, but if you want it perfect, there's these two buttons over here for a vertical center and a horizontal center. Click those and it's going to put it perfectly in the middle of your page. So now you want to start changing the style. Like I said, you can go over here these kind of adjust the position of your text on the screen, kind of what I've showed you by clicking and dragging. You can just do it by adjusting these values here. If you want to change the font, obviously you go to the font family. When you open this box up, it'll tell you the font name on the left. It shows you what the font looks like on the right. If you go to the far right, it has a little scroll button, so you can scroll through all the fonts really fast to see what you'd like. And then you select one. And as long as this is highlighted, your font will change. So once you've selected your font, you can click out of that. You can change your font style to black. Some of these values here, like I said, font size, that's another way. You just hover over it and you drag the number left or right to change the size. Leading or aspect, same thing. All of these, you just kind of hover over and you go left to right to change the values. If you wanted to add a sheen, you could do that. That's kind of like a reflection. The font would have to be a different color for me to do that. But like I said, all these, you want to add a drop shadow, you click that. And whenever you see these arrows here, if you click down on these arrows, it gives you more options that you can go in and adjust. So on that shadow, you can adjust the color, you can adjust the opacity. Then if you click on the angle, you can come and adjust the angle of how you want the shadow if you see that shadow is moving while I'm adjusting this. So that's a bunch of the little things you can do. I encourage you just go down through this and mess with everything, see what everything does, and that way you can get exactly what you want. If you don't like messing with any of this stuff, you just need some text quick and move on. It's got these presets down here. You can click any of these and it'll change the font type, the shadow, the spacing. Well, not the spacing, but the colors. I meant you see what I'm clicking and it's changing it automatically. So you can do that if you like that as well. That's basically it. And then once you have that text the way you wanted, you go ahead and close the window down. And like I said, then it created this file here, or it created your text here. And to add that to your project, you just go and pull that into your timeline. Whoops, there it goes. I added 2. Edit, undo. Okay, so there you go. And then if you want to adjust it, I don't know if you're watching this tutorial to add text. Hopefully you already know how to adjust the size of your clips. But as long as this selection tool is highlighted, you can change this text to however long you want. And then go up here and you can play it. And that's how long it'll play. But that's pretty much it. If you like this tutorial, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'll be doing more tutorials on Adobe Premiere on little quick tips like this for beginners. If you don't like the video, kiss my ass, go somewhere else. Like I said, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.